I had a Coca-Cola slushie. I remember being like 9, 8 years old, and for some reason, I put it in a different cup than what the slushy cup was, and my mom made her Jaeger bomb in the same type style cup. Now, it kind of like watered down, and I was young, I wasn't realizing, and I remember I went to take a big gulp of it because I just got
you were
done playing.
drinking your slushy?
Yeah, I just got done playing out in the hot heat, so I'm just trying to chug some nice cold whatever. I think it was Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah.
And dude, it was Jaeger bomb.
It's been a minute since we recorded the Scheuneman Show episode,
86?
86, 87, something like that. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys
New Year
enjoyed the holidays. Got a lot to get into, as I say about every episode. Before the camera and mic heated up, we were talking about when we finally get like a good sponsorship for the podcast, which is typically how podcasts will make money and make that like a career out of it. Yeah. What would be the worst sponsorship? Marquise asked me, and I guess the worst. I mean, this is an obvious one. One of the worst sponsorships we could get would be like another clothing brand.
Oh yeah,
we couldn't do that. Like that's another thing for potential sponsors out there.
Yeah.
As a clothing brand ourselves, we do the show and we goof around, and I think that it might be hard for some people to make the connection from this show to the brand. Don't think about it too hard because I don't quite know myself. But like the clothing is the most important thing, so we can never really back another clothing brand while we're trying to sell our clothes.
Now, in that sense, would like accessories or like an accessory store or something that only sells shoes,
we would never sell it, we could potentially do it. But even shoes, though, like one day we would like to make shoes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because we have an avenue and no manufacturers where we could go make shoes if we would like to. I think that'll probably be a couple collections from now. But one day we will, and like we even want to make, like you could almost say like, oh, what about like a cologne and perfume? We want to make that too.
Yeah.
So even if we haven't made it at this time, I feel like it would probably be a bad move to like be sponsored by a cologne place if one day we're gonna make our own, because then we'd eventually have to cut ties with that sponsorship. But other than the obvious, what would be another crappy something that we like hate, like. I could justify a lot of sponsors, like even rugs, bro. Like I bet
rugs.
I bet you could
some
find
cool
some sexy rugs.
Yeah. What about like hair product?
I don't know much about hair products, but I guess you don't really need to know too much about what you're selling as long as they give you like the sheet to read off of. I'm trying to think, what would I hate to be sponsored by? Probably like tampons. But Tampax would be a hilarious sponsor.
Yeah, that would be great.
Dude.
I think I would wear one in my nose every fucking
like
podcast.
a douche brand.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
That wouldn't be fun, but it'd be funny. A sponsor that I would love to get like sponsored by like Monster or like what's not Alani, what's that other one? Celsius.
Oh,
Celsius. I see like Theo Vaughn's podcast is sponsored by Celsius, and he's been sponsored by Celsius for a long time.
I like G Fuel. That'd be cool.
Yeah, something that I like drink on a daily would be really cool. And also, like I say, Monster. It sounds kind of like cliche, but I mean, I started drinking this like literally every day, so I love this. Is that Bob?
I think it's Bobby Boy.
Nope, it's the neighbors.
The thing, though, too, about the podcast and everything is, like, no matter what sponsorship, we could always, we talk about everything and anything. And so, like, it's not like it's a specific, if you're a gamer, you're getting sponsored by gaming
that would be
cool. Or a skater, you're getting sponsored by skating things,
Yeah.
The podcast, you're literally able to be sponsored by anything, almost, in a sense. Because
like I listen to comedy podcasts, and they get sponsored by all kinds of stuff. It doesn't really have to connect with what you're talking about. It just all that matters is if the company or brand thinks that your consumer base could potentially use what they're selling.
Yeah.
So like Bad Friends, for example, which is a really goofy, off the walls comedy podcast. They get sponsored by literally like JP Morgan, or not JP Morgan. Why did I say that? Like insurance companies and shit, like random stuff. And that has nothing to do with what they talk about, but it's like, oh, I bet this age base or this consumer base could use what we're selling. So what you're talking about doesn't matter too much. But like Monster's just doing, like, they do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm less concerned about like their drinks and stuff. I just think that the energy, no pun intended, that they carry, I think would be a cool thing to
Or
bring
like
on.
Red Bull.
Plus, they're huge. Red Bull, yeah, they do that.
A lot of,
they're
like,
the people that like
events.
dropped the guy from like the fucking ozone layer
Yeah.
and had him parachute down. Fucking drop him from the battle bus. But
The battle bus.
so this is gonna be a short one today, guys. But we're gonna get into a couple little topics of the week, and
Let's see how much shit we can get in. In this.
yeah, go fast mode.
Yeah.
I mean, I am nicotine pouched up,
Oh.
bro. These things like wire you. Like, it's not necessarily like energy, but like I've heard that it kind of fires off neurons in your brain that like kind of make you a little more creative, a little more fast to respond. Like, like kind of activates
That's not
you.
good though, because you're talking about nicotine over here. Something that people don't really, that think are bad or the cause of things.
I mean, here's the thing. I always say this, and I'm not a doctor, but nicotine itself is not the problem.
Yeah, it's
nicotine is addictive, yes, but nicotine by itself, just alone, is not a problem. It's actually, you could make an argument that it's quite good for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I've heard like champion that point, because it's the stuff that comes along with where you're getting your nicotine that's the real problem. Like with cigarettes, once again, I don't really know all the stuff that comes with the cigarette. Like I'm not some specialist, but like cigarettes have a bunch of nasty toxins and ingredients in there that are added in with the nicotine. So then that's what's going to fuck you up. Yeah. And it's also the smoke entering your lungs that's going to tear your lungs up. It's not the nicotine that's really going to do you the problems. The nicotine is just what's getting you hooked to the product. But like literally, it's funny. I don't know how she'll feel about this, but I've never gotten nicotine pouches before. The only reason I have them is because I got them for Christmas from my mom because she wants me to stop juuling. I'm not. I will eventually, but not now. I'm literally Juul nicotine pouch. Fuck it. But
do you still get that feeling where you're like, oh, I want to hit my Juul when you have the pouch in, or
because that's the thing is maybe she understands this, maybe she doesn't, but it's not about getting the nicotine in you.
No.
It's about the hand to mouth gesture or like habit. It's also, I mean, I'm weird about it. Like the reason I've always said this, like if Juul didn't exist and like maybe a couple, like maybe views as well, if those two things didn't exist, there's a high likelihood that I wouldn't even smoke to begin with because I'm very particular about.
No, seriously.
Because I like the Juul or the views because of the feeling, like that punch you get in your chest. Like I'm not trying to like promote.
I can't stand cigarettes, man.
Yeah, I hate them.
Yeah, so.
I've never been like, I've had a couple little phases where I picked up a pack, but like
I've definitely smoked, some and shit like that. And
I would never smoke cigarettes as much as I Juul. Like I couldn't.
Just that lingering taste they leave. They're just
taste like shit.
Good. Your fingers smell like shit.
The feeling isn't even as good. Like the nicotine effect, yeah, that's a little better. But like as far as like the inhale and the punch, I call it, that you get, that is not nearly as good, and it's like scratches up your throat.
Yeah.
But
we're saying this as if they didn't just ban fucking menthol shit.
Dude, that's another thing that I wouldn't mind getting into. So that was going to happen, and for those who don't know, they were just about to put a ban out of any flavored nicotine product, like anything, even menthol.
Tobacco.
But they took it off.
Yeah.
I almost kind of knew they were going to do that because they've done it multiple times. And by the way, it was just going to be Columbus. So you could go to Delaware or, anywhere out of Columbus and still get it. But Columbus itself was going to ban any flavored nicotine product. And then literally like a couple days before that was going to go into effect, they stopped, which is crazy because I wonder how many businesses like threw out products just to get ready.
I can't get pods where I work.
What do you mean?
Are you sure they stopped that? Because
Yes, because I actually had the gas station down the street. They
they
told
have
me,
them here.
They told me that when the law went into effect, if they had any leftover pods, he was going to give them all to me.
I literally went to 4 different gas stations the day it happened, and I couldn't buy pods. I had to come all the way over here. They told me to go to Delaware, Grove City,
Yeah,
Pickerington.
they're wrong. Unless
I work out right as beside
maybe
Columbus.
I'm wrong, but I literally got pods yesterday, and I was told by the gas station guy, they were like, yeah, they took it, they stopped. I think even other people, I think somebody else told me it as well.
Yeah.
But I think that they just assumed that it went in. See, that's what I'm talking about. Businesses are probably out there not aware that they took the law off. I don't know like the term for what they did, but they pretty much like shelved it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's definitely never going to happen, or it might happen again soon, but the day it was supposed to go into effect is no longer the day it will go into effect. They postponed it or stopped it completely, and makes me wonder why that happened.
Well, they had the tobacco flavor and everything. It was literally just menthol.
Menthol or any other flavor.
Or any other, flavor.
Which, I mean, I've said this a million times, but it drives me so insane that people, huge companies started attacking Juul like crazy about their, ability to market to kids. Meanwhile, there's literally fucking vapes that have Rick and Morty on them that are flavored like fruit punch and fucking bubble gum, and they're mad at Juul because they have a fucking mint flavor. It's like, dude, are you kidding? Juul just happened to be the product that people liked, so kids ended up smoking
whole kid
it.
Thing too of kids smoking and stuff. That's a whole. I mean, yeah, it's accessible, easier. But even I was buying alcohol at fucking 16. You know,
Yeah, dude.
You're never gonna stop a kid.
If you want it,
their
you
way
can
of
get
getting
it.
something. Yeah, no matter what's out there, it's just I don't know.
There's so many avenues, and if they stop the sale of flavored tobacco products altogether, then people are gonna find a way to get it, and people will break the law to make money from it. So
Yeah,
you're never gonna stop it.
there's no way to. I mean, besides just completely banning it and not having cigarettes or nicotine in specifically what we're talking about. But
And isn't it crazy how normal or not normal but common it is for people to start drinking at 14, 15?
yeah,
You hear it all the time. That's the law is you can't drink before you're 21.
well,
But
in other countries it's younger too.
oh yeah, fucking 16, 18, and
Yeah,
in certain countries there's a law that says 18, but just the thought around it as a country, they just don't care. So yeah, the law is 18, but in reality you can just pick it up and nobody cares.
yeah.
I've heard that from places in Europe, they just don't give a shit. But yeah, it's crazy. I probably had my first drink when I was well, technically I would get sips of beer when I was a toddler. Not commonly drink, but it was a fucking joke that my family would do, I guess.
Yeah.
Where I would I called beer beerp, and apparently as a kid I would ask for a sip of it or something.
Let me get some of that beer,
I hate beer.
motherfucker.
I don't.
Beer's. I mean, I can
how
stand it.
people get hooked on beer.
It's not good tasting at all. I mean, there's smooth beers out there, but the flavors are never
It's never as I am a way prefer liquor or
Oh, yeah.
cocktails. It's even I don't love the taste of liquor like whiskey or vodka or tequila. Well, tequila I kind of started to but straight. But it's equal with how much I probably don't like the taste of beer more than I don't like the taste of hard alcohol, and you get more of an effect from hard alcohol. So in my opinion, it's you might as well drink hard alcohol, because if I don't like both of these flavors, I might as well drink the thing that I am going to get more of a buzz off of. But
Yeah, I mean, you might as well go all in. Yeah, If you're trying to get drunk, you might as well, yeah, for sure go.
Yeah, because then you're gonna have to like get a belly and drink like dozens, not dozens, but like a bunch of beer to get the same effect you would get off of like 2 drinks of a
Yeah.
cocktail.
Versus taking a couple shots or a fucking giant swig real quick, and then you're good for the next.
Yeah, an hour or two.
I
But
have this story though. When I was younger, my fucking mom, she would drink Jaeger bombs. That's what they were. My mom
what is
would
in a
drink
Jaeger bomb?
Jaeger bombs when I was younger. It's Jaeger, and then I think I don't want to be.
Is it
I think I'm wrong.
beer?
It's
Look it up.
it's a.
I'll look it up.
I was about to look it up actually.
Here, tell your story and I'll look it up.
But I had a Coca-Cola slushie. I remember being like 9, 8 years old, and for some reason, I put it in a different cup than what the slushie cup was, and my mom made her Jaeger bomb in the same type style cup. Now it kind of like watered down, and I was young. I wasn't realizing, and I remember I went to take a big gulp of it. Because I just got
you were
done playing.
drinking your slushy?
Yeah, I just got done playing out in the hot heat, so I'm just trying to chug some nice cold whatever fucking I think it was Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah.
And dude, it was Jaeger bomb.
Oh shit. Did you feel it?
Jaeger is fucking I don't know. I remember taking a gulp or like just I don't know, the first little gulp thing and it was just like no, I shouldn't have like I spit it out.
You take a huge gulp of something not knowing what it is. And, like, by the time you realize that it's too late and you're like, oh, fuck, what did I just ingest? Like, that's horrid.
Oh, dude.
Anyway.
What is it, though?
It is Jägermeister mixed with, like, Red Bull.
Oh, it's Red Bull. Okay.
I don't know why I thought it was beer. I've heard of some drink where they, drop a shot into a beer, but I don't know what that is. But, yeah, it's just Jaeger and Red Bull, which is wild, dude. Why is it so common for people to like? You always hear about drinks getting mixed with like an energy drink, and what was it about?
Four Loko
You
though.
remember Four Lokos and
Yeah.
how like they like killed people?
Yeah, because they had caffeine in it.
I didn't know. Like, is it because the caffeine mixed with the alcohol was killing people, or was it more of like people drinking too many of it?
I think it was more of an energy styled alcohol.
Yeah, it was, and they started to go like crazy for a while,
like one of these
and
almost.
They had to like. I think what they ended up having to do is take most of the caffeine out of it.
Yeah,
but like, why?
But then again, well, the thing is, my step pops, he has a heart condition where he can't drink pop or caffeine because if he does, it will make his heart go crazy. And
yeah, dude, I'm always so terrified that one day I'm gonna go to the doctors and they're gonna tell me like, oh, because of something with your health, you have to completely change your diet.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody in my family where pretty much that happened. He went to the doctor, and for whatever reason, they told him, you pretty much have the option of you can continue to eat whatever you want to eat and die soon, or you can be vegan and be okay.
I mean,
I would hate that. Dude.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. That would really suck, actually, yeah.
But I'm always scared of that. It's like I'm going to go... Well, I'm scared of doctors in general for stuff like that. But,
yeah.
Like, I'm not a picky eater, but I am one of those people that, like, I want to eat whatever I want to eat. Like, maybe one day in my life, I'm sure one day in my life I'll have to, like, be cautious about what I eat and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
At this time in my life, I'm not going to, like, eat myself to get fat. But like,
but then again,
I don't want to have to think about that.
Is he able to eat other things rarely, like in a rare occasion?
I think like maybe like a once a year kind of thing. But I don't even think he messes with that. Like I think he really needs to stick to his diet. Like yeah, I don't think he's gonna fucking explode if he has a pizza one day. But I think it's pretty important that he doesn't.
You think it'll fuck up his?
Not to mention, if you go vegan for like years or even like a prolonged amount of time, I bet hopping back into like, say you're vegan for 2-3 years and then you're like, oh, I'm craving a Big Mac. I bet it would fuck you up.
Oh yeah,
because I think I've talked about this on
would
the pod.
Get sick as fuck.
I was sick for a week and a half or something, and then my first like I hadn't been eating like per day, I would eat like, I think the most I ate throughout the whole week was like a slice of pizza and some noodles. But then like the first day I was feeling better and like got my hunger back, I was like, oh, a Big Mac meal sounds so good. I went to try and eat it. And just in like a week and a half, my body was, I mean, it could be because I was sick, but I think it was more of the fact that like just in that amount of time, my body was not used to like the stuff that they put into the like McDonald's.
Yeah.
So that like when I ate it, it was like an overload. Like I felt so fucking nauseous and sick. Like I remember I didn't even finish the sandwich or the fries, and then I was like laying on the floor like, oh. But yeah, dude, you're because like I was saying, I think if you went vegan for a long time and then tried to hop back into like eating like a garbage can, it would. I think
that would
really
really
hate it.
Yeah, it would fuck you up too. I don't know why I'm thinking of this. I don't know if I told this story, but I remember my dad. He got a fucking pig, and the story of this pig was that it used to be like a house, like a what's that fucking word called? When it's not stray, it's a
Domesticated?
yeah, it was a domesticated.
Define it for me. What
Like the pig lived in the house.
Yeah, domesticated pig.
Domesticated pig. Damn, I couldn't think of that fucking word.
Or domestic pig.
Yeah, whatever the fuck ever.
No, that shit happens to me all the time. I hate blanking on a word, but go on.
But it would live in the house and shit, and I guess the dude would feed it like McDonald's all the time, and it got super fat, bro. And
Oh god.
dude ended up dying in the house, and nobody knew about it, so he was dead for a week in the
I'm
house.
sure that pig feasted on him
Yep.
very fast.
Feasted on him and like ate all the other like into the trash and everything and all that shit.
And that's not even a pig thing. Like, dude, I heard recently, like, so if you die in a house and nobody like moves your body, first thing, if you have a cat and a dog, so you have a cat and a dog, the first animal to eat you will be your cat.
Yeah.
It'll start eating you almost immediately. Like, this isn't the best example, but literally, like, I have a cat at my mom's house, and over the holidays I slept there, and I was asleep, and like probably like after 4 or 5 hours of being asleep, I wake up to the cat like nibbling on my toes.
Really?
Yeah, and so I'm not kidding. Like, I think that was just maybe like a playful thing, but in reality, I think if it was like, say it's nibbling on my toes at 4 a.m. and I was dead and I didn't react to the nibbling and wake up and move, I think that like 30 minutes afterwards or a couple minutes of continued nibbling,
Yeah.
I think it begins to eat.
But I think it would sense that you're dead. I feel like they could smell or tell in a way that your body's decomposing, and maybe
what I'm getting at is like cats.
If you wouldn't have reacted, you would have been eaten.
Yeah, that's what pretty much. Like, it would have started nibbling toes off, taking piggies off. But like, so apparently cats are proven to like they will start eating their owner once they're dead quicker than a dog will.
Yeah.
A dog will eventually eat you as well.
My cat, he to wake me up, he fucking nibbles on my ear, like just whomp whomp, and it wakes me up.
See, like, I think that maybe it begins. I think that what that is they're seeing if you're alive. Like,
I can hear him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
can I
shit.
eat this, man?
Fuck.
But like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm just having this epiphany right now. I genuinely believe, I'm going to tell myself, I believe that like if you didn't wake up from the nibbling of the ears, I do think that cat would begin to eat your ear. Like, I think it's a test. Because I've heard people talk about how quickly a cat will
Well, he
eat
doesn't.
something.
I think he's trying to wake me up to get fed, of course, in a sense. But
Yeah, but if you don't wake up,
He's gonna feed on
He's gonna
me.
start feeding on you.
I'm weak as
I wanted to read this thing because I googled it, and I just in a couple of seconds of reading it blew my mind. So I googled pretty much why did Four Loko end up like killing people, or what was the deal with the lawsuit? Because they got a huge lawsuit. It's caffeinated, not beer. It's caffeinated alcohol.
yeah.
But it's no longer caffeinated, or at least as much. But this is a Times article. I'm just gonna read like the first paragraph or so. So, Four Loko, did a caffeinated alcohol cause death? So this is the first paragraph. The family of a 20-year-old Florida man who shot and killed himself after binging on the caffeinated malt liquor beverage Four Loko, is suing the drink's manufacturer. That's the first sentence. Fusion Projects for wrongful death. The family says the drink made their son so manic and erratic that he accidentally shot himself. Does the suit have merit? So I'm sure that this is like a long, drawn-out thing that gets to the answer of that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what really started the death of Four Loko.
What?
Some guy killed himself after apparently drinking a fuck ton of Four Lokos.
But dude, I mean, I'm sorry to get in it this way, but like, a lot of people are known to go manic or go crazy once they get alcohol in their system. I've seen it like people change once they get drunk. Like they turn into an asshole, or like they turn into something they're not really.
Everybody knows that like alcohol is going to bring out some pretty shitty effects in certain
Not
people.
always. Not everybody.
Not always, but I think what you're
seen
kind
it,
of
though.
getting at and is like certain people, just like with weed, they have underlying things. Like if you're prone to be manic, like if things are brought out or you ingest certain chemicals or like that runs in your family, they say that like with alcohol and weed, if you drink or smoke too much, it will bring that out of you.
Yeah.
At least either for the time being until the effects wear off, or like bring you to be manic quicker. So
I could see in a sense how the mixture of the energy and the alcohol probably made his brain and the stimulants and all that stuff act a little different, and so that's why they took out the energy and stuff like that.
But
But
I
like,
will say, I do think that like that guy, something else could have done that. I don't think it was just Four Locos ingredients that brought that out. I think if that guy would have smoked an ounce of weed, it would have done the same shit, type shit.
yeah, it's just.
So, like we predicted before we started the pod, since we knew we were going to do like a 30, 35-minute episode, we were like, this is going to run by like fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Any guesses on the time we're at right now? Throw a guess out there because we got
15 minutes.
15, 24 minutes.
We're at 24.
Yeah. Isn't that
Gee,
nuts?
bro. That is
Okay,
nuts.
so as much as we would love to, we'll have a longer episode next week, but for...
That was pretty good, though. I'm not going to lie. We actually...
Oh, yeah. I mean, for a number of reasons, we got to run through this one quickly. I haven't been feeling super well. He's got to get to work. Busy.
Yeah.
I have to get to work as well. So we've got about like 5 minutes left where we're going to run through we're going to speed run a couple of things. I wanted to get into this purple tea right here. Now, I'm going to pull up our website really quick. Scheunemanbrand.com. Go check it out. We have a brand new redesigned website that is actually quite beautiful. Like, go shop from the new collection. We're proud of it. People have been loving it. It's full of amazing pieces. But even if you're not going to buy anything, go check out this. If you looked at our website before, check out this new one because it is like worlds apart. This thing, it's like a work of art. I mean, I have to say. But I'm going to go into our new arrivals, and then I'm going to scroll down to our oversized airbrush tee, which is this t-shirt right here. We'll put a picture up, but we also have it right here. So what this is, I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about the design process and the story behind it. See, this may, to some people, even one of my friends came by and bought a couple things yesterday, and we were talking about the shirt, and he was like, I love this shirt, but like at first, before I noticed a couple of details, I thought it just looked kind of basic. And I was explaining to him, first of all, you do have to make certain products for people who want a more, I wouldn't say basic, but a more subtle, not super crazy design on the clothes that they'll wear. So you want to cater to those people as well. But also, there are a couple things that make this more than just, a basic tee. First of all, we have this graphic on front. It's Scheuneman in a nice font with a lighter. It's purple on purple. The Scheuneman is in a lighter shade of purple with a nice font, as I said, and it's got some dragonflies over on the top of it, kind of hovering around the Scheuneman and laying on top of it. So first of all, the reason those dragonflies are there and throughout the collection, I might have said this in an earlier episode, but dragonflies and butterflies are frequent in this collection because of the fact that His collection is inspired by Stone Foltz. Now, if you don't know who Stone Foltz is, you can go and research that on your own, or you can listen to one of our earlier episodes where we explain the story behind this collection. But Stone Foltz sadly passed away, and his family actually is like, they feel like a reminder of him or a reminder of his presence whenever they see like a blue butterfly or a dragonfly, because Stone loved butterflies and dragonflies the same. So these things pop up throughout the collection as like a reminder of that and a nod to that. So that's why the dragonflies are there. And then this tee also has like a bit of an oversized fit. Like that's kind of what's in right now. I actually like that fit as well for myself. And beautiful purple and little, and it's like it's oversized, but it's not gonna like be overwhelmingly big on you. It's just I think it's a really cool and style fit. Just like you can see how it fits on our website as well. But a little story behind this piece was originally it was going to have like an all around mineral wash on the fabric, and we might put a picture of what that would look like. But for whatever reason, our manufacturers couldn't get that done in the timeline that we had, so we had to kind of pivot from going to a mineral wash fabric to something else. So what we ended up doing was figuring out a technique of airbrushing to the fabric that we could do ourselves on each piece to give it like this cool little look on a couple of different places. I mean, this is going to be difficult to hold up, but I'll take some pictures so we can have them up. But we found this really cool way to like fold up the fabric and airbrush over it so that it has like almost like a wavy mineral wash sort of look on a couple places on it. But like, first of all, I think I really like how it looks. Second of all, doing it though is so goddamn scary because like we're working with high quality products here. Like they're like these things are expensive, and they're expensive for a reason. And when you're doing these custom like effects to them or painting on them, it's like I get like sweaty because I get like overwhelmed with anxiety that I'm gonna mess something up. And if you mess up, there's not much you can really do. So it is a very stressful process to get these pieces made, but we get it done, and then like it's just like I've only messed up like one, I think, but like it is so fucking
even then
stressful.
its own little like.
But they all have unique looks. Like they're all gonna look similar, but none of them are gonna be the same.
They're all different, yeah. But even though it gives it this detail, I don't know. I feel like this is one of the things that you could like mess up in a sense, but make it look cool.
Yeah, you could probably like tweak your mess up to make it still look good. So that's the oversized airbrush tee for you. Go check it out on our website. A lot of little things you can find on there. We'll put some pictures up for you to get a good look, and Marquis is going to stand there with it. We're going to get into the music note sweater, but Marquis has to go to his stupid other fucking job. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed this little speed run episode. We'll be back next week with our typical timing.
With an
hopefully a guest.
Surprising guest, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't, no promises. Scheduling is quite difficult.
Yeah.
We also still have some more pieces to get through. But as soon as we get through all these pieces and talk a little bit more about the collection, that's when we will go into our marathon run of guest appearances. We have a couple of people planned already and a couple people that are to be planned. So hopefully that'll be coming up soon. Scheunemanbrand.com to shop the collection, the Stone collection, out now, newly released. We also do have our foundation collection on there. You can find that on there as well.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're thinking about shopping, maybe DM me and I might have a little surprise for you. That's a little thing for people who stuck it out to the end. And
stay tuned for next episode.
Marquis has to go work.
All right, ciao.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Love you.